Hey everyone, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Lindsay, and this is
Swearing
Swearing
Mamas.
Mamas.
All right, so today we're going to talk all about ourselves.
Hey. Not that we don't do that every week.
This is true. So I kind of thought about this episode because I was talking to a friend recently about I was trying to explain all of the things that I do in a day, like the reason why it's so hard for me to keep up with this little things like sending a message or just sometimes like there's a piece of mail that's sitting on the counter that I need to put in the mailbox and it takes like a week to do it. Um, so I was thinking maybe we could just kind of run through what our schedules are like and also for anyone who's in a different season than either of us, hopefully you can sort of get some ideas, learn some tricks, or at least just kind of think, hey, I have an escape coming maybe. So would you like to start us off?
Sure. So my normal day starts, well, I set my alarm for 6:30, but that never happens. I usually snooze it twice. So at 6:50 is when I stop snoozing it and I wake up, and then I give myself 10 minutes to do my normal phone checking emails for work, um, Facebook to see what happened while I was sleeping, things like that. I get out of bed around 7, and then I brush my teeth, get dressed, that stuff. I wake my son up around 7:10. Yes, it only takes me 10 minutes to get ready, and I don't do makeup or anything like that because I just don't care.
Hmm.
um, so I wake my son up around 7:10, 7:15 every morning. He's now coming over and asking to talk, so heads up. Um,
Hmm.
I wake him up and then pick out his outfit, and we go downstairs. We are starting potty training, so then I put him on the toilet first thing in the morning, and then I get him dressed, and we are out the door by around 7:30. I usually give him breakfast in the car because we have like a 15-minute drive to daycare, so it's easier just to eat in the car on the way. I get to daycare around like 7:45, 7:50. Drop them off, and then I head to work. And then when I go to work, I'm at work from 8 to 4. I won't. I'll spare you with all my work boring details. I get off work at 4, and I go to pick Tim up. I'm usually there like a little after 4:10. I work right down the street from him, where he's at daycare. Um, I then pick him up. We go home. I usually hang out with him for a little bit and go over the day and whatnot. I then start dinner. We eat dinner, depending what day it is. On Tuesdays, we go to trivia. So Tuesdays are a little crazy. But Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's dinner. Then sometimes BATH. I do not give him one every day because he just does not need it. And then we usually watch a TV show or two, and then he usually goes down like around 8, 8:30. Right now we are in the stage where he refuses to go to sleep, so that is a constant battle of him coming in and out of his room saying, oh, I'm scared, or oh, I need this, or oh, I need a milk, even though he has juice. So you go downstairs and get his milk, and you come back upstairs and he goes, no, I want juice. And I'm like, no, tough. Not doing the stairs again. And then we go to sleep and start the day over all over again the next day.
What do you think are the hardest parts of the day?
Um, Usually the transition from daycare to home, because I know our styles are different. So I usually have to not retrain, but essentially retrain him to how we deal with things and how it's different than daycare. So that's usually the hardest. And then right before bed is also hard because he doesn't want to go to bed.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like the difficult part for sure. Have you found any good like tips and tricks and ways to survive the moments?
No, I wish. He's, please stop. He, we've tried, I've seen where some people like lock the door, like we flipped his handle so the lock is on the outside. We've tried locking him. I know it sounds terrible. We've tried locking him in his room until he at least calmed down and he just bangs on the door. We live in a townhouse, so I can't do that to my neighbors.
Yeah.
So I usually cave and go in and deal with it. We try everything, like spankings. We tried rewarding him with things like telling him what he's going to do the next day to hopefully that makes it easier. We usually are doing something exciting every day, or my son loves Target. So even if it's just stopping at Target, like he's excited. So I usually like before bed, I'm like, hey bud, you know what we're going to do tomorrow? And he's like, what? And I'm like, oh, we're going to see so-and-so, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do this. And sometimes that works. Jeez Louise, stop. But sometimes it does not. And more times than not, it does not work. And it's just him in and out several times. There was a good couple days where he would drink his drink in bed and then come out to give me his bottle, and then I would put him back in bed, and that was the end of it. But now we're back at the stage where he just comes in and out. Like last night, I think it was like 3 or 4 times.
Mm.
It's
Sounds like a blast.
Yeah, at least it's not like it was before. It was every time I would reach my bedroom door, he would be at his door. And it was constant. Like, I can't even tell you how many times it happened. Like, it was just over and over and over and over and over. And I'm like, oh my God, child, just go to bed.
Yeah, I think that like sometimes what a lot of moms need to hear is too that there's like not a secret answer.
There isn't. Like, we have tried everything. Like, everything.
Because I mean, the way that I was thinking about this recently, because Oliver started like dropping food off the high chair all the time now, and then he laughs, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed, but you're so cute. Um, And I was thinking about it, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, well, he's only been on this planet a few months. He's still learning how like physics works and this thinking like, imagine if you went to a new planet and you had been there less than a year, or even if you're, Tim, you've been there 3 years, you're probably still all the time learning like, oh shit, look, if I drop something, it falls. Like that's hilarious. Imagine if you dropped something and it didn't fall. You'd be like, whoa, guys, let's drop things. So I kind of think of it like that. I'm like, you know, a lot of the annoying stuff they do or like the difficult, stressful things they do, I think it's because they're still like super pumped to be like they don't understand the most basic things yet, like gravity. I mean, like even at
Yeah.
3, you're still learning things like that. So I mean, of course he doesn't want to go to bed. He's like literally like a little alien just learning this new planet. So sometimes there's no solution, I feel like. So sorry if that's negative to anyone, but I think it's cool. So I mean, I think it's like a fun.
Yeah. I like that way of thinking. That was really, I've never
You
thought of
know
it
me,
that
always
way.
thinking about aliens.
Yeah.
Is there any other like things that you do like maybe like weekly or on occasion or monthly or something that are like a big part of your life?
I don't think so. I live a pretty boring routine life. It's pretty much the same thing
Kind
every
of
day.
almost have to do that with kids, even if you are adventurous or whatever,
Yeah.
it's usually kind of the same stuff. Otherwise, they are insane.
Yeah. Which most of the time they will be insane.
Which my child is currently, I don't know if you can hear him.
I
Sweet.
cannot.
My husband is taking care of him at the moment. He's trying to keep it quiet for us, which is nice.
Husbands are the best.
Um, so yeah, anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's about it. Like I said, my day's kind of daily and routine and nothing too exciting. So let's hear about your day. I know yours is different because you don't have a good 8 hour chunk of time that you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
with him. So you have lunch and nap time and all that stuff. So
All
let's
right.
hear
Well,
it.
Oliver usually gets me up, probably between like 7 and 8. Lately he was sleeping through the night, but lately he started cutting a tooth, so sometimes we are waking up. Sometimes he wakes me up at like 3 in the morning, or sometimes he wakes me up at like 5 in the morning. And if he wakes up during those times, he'll go back to sleep. But once it hits like the 6, 7, 8 range, we're pretty much up for the day. So after I nurse him, I'll get him get him up, and then I usually stick him in the sit and spin to play. And when he first woke up, I realized I've learned is like he'll play a little more independently in the sit and spin, whereas like the rest of the day he wants to run around and he's still getting up at that time. So he'll sit there and play by himself. So I'll use that time to like wake my brain up, make coffee, start to get like our breakfast together, and then he'll eat breakfast an hour later. Um, so that's about like 9 usually. I give him I tried to give him oatmeal. He doesn't like it. So lately I've been giving him like finger foods a lot. He likes those best. And that's another thing, like for all of the parents who haven't reached the solids phase yet, your kids' habits and preferences and all that changes like all the time.
Oh, it still changes even when they get older.
Uh-huh. Totally. So anyway, we have to learn that day what he wants for breakfast. And I'll feed him, and if I'm quick enough, I'll try and eat at the same time, and if I'm hungry. Um, and we'll eat together, and that's cute and fun. The high chair is next to the table. As long as he's not screaming and throwing things at me or anything, then it's fun. Um, and then I will get him all cleaned up and maybe let him play a few more minutes, and then he'll take his nap at 10. Um, and then he is currently not doing great with napping, so he'll usually cry for like 30 minutes and then sleep for like 30 minutes and then get up. But that's nap time's an hour for me, so I don't like make him sleep I don't like make him lay there and any longer than that, but I don't like it let him get up any quicker either. Um, if he sounds like if his cry changes, I'll check on him and make sure he doesn't need a new diaper or anything. But if he's still doing the same cry, um, then I'll just leave him. And I've lately resorted to like playing him music. So naps are a whole other episode. We're trying, but anyway, so he has that hour, and then he's up at like 11, and then and then at 11 I get him up, I nurse him again, and he plays. 12 o'clock we do lunch, which again we try to eat lunch together as best we can. Um, and then he'll play, and I'll put him down for a nap at like 1 or 1:30, just kind of depending on how he's acting. And then again, that's an hour, and then we'll get up and like um it's just playtime and getting dinner ready time, and this is the hardest part of the day. Um, After the second nap, he'll be okay for, like, a short while, but the when we reach that, like, 4 o'clock zone, when I start to get dinner ready and I'm getting hungry, I need to get dinner ready, and I need to do things like that, um, he gets really grumpy. So, one thing that I have learned is super helpful is before he can get to that point, once he gets up from his second nap, is to just take him on a walk. 'cause he loves walks, I love walks, and we'll both stay sane if we take a walk. So a lot of the time we'll take a walk, and if not, then I just try and be, like, super quick about dinner, um, because that's usually when most of our daily meltdowns occur. So it's been very helpful to have figured that out. And then, yeah, we'll do dinner at, like, 5, and then if he needs a bath, I'll give him one and, maybe read him a book or something and, nurse him and all that, and he goes down to bed at about 7 usually. I also do not give him a bath every day. Like you said, I just every 2 or 3 days, I give him a bath, but a lot of the time, I will give him, like, a quick shower with me because he has made such a gigantic mess of himself eating.
Mhm.
That could happen at any time of the day. So, if that happens, I'll just usually, like, bring him into the shower with me and maybe, like, just bring a washcloth, but I don't even, like, put soap on it usually. I just wipe off all the
Yeah.
baby food that's all over him. Um, but yeah, and then bedtime, he usually only cries for, like, a couple minutes, then he goes right to sleep, so that's pretty easy. But yeah, that's, like, an average day for us.
Yeah, it's pretty structured. What would you say is your hardest time of the day?
The hardest time is when I am hungry and can't make dinner and he's crying.
Yeah.
So if we can avoid that, either by me eating snacks, so like when we take our walk, a lot of the time I'll bring a snack
Mhm.
because I know if I'm hungry and he's tired and we're both crying, like it's just a disaster. So
It's not a good time.
yeah, so I just take a snack on the walk and then try and do what I can when I get home for dinner. But yeah, that's usually the hardest part. We do have a couple of things that change on like a weekly basis or different things. So first of all, Seth schedule changes. So usually he's working nights. Like usually he'll be working like 1 to 11 or you know 10 to 10 or like something around that. Um but occasionally he works an earlier shift or a shorter shift. So in those instances, I have a little help. Um, or doesn't always have the same days off. So sometimes he always has Sunday off, but he might also have like Tuesday or and next week it might be Thursday. So um, that kind of changes as well. When Seth's here, he'll like maybe let me sleep in a little or something.
That's nice. My husband needs to take notes from that because.
Yeah, a lot of the time what we'll do, because I can't really like I'm really bad at naps. So when Oliver gets up, if I'm super, super tired, like Seth will get out of bed and play with him, do that breakfast shift, and then um after when Oliver goes down for a nap, I'll get up and Seth will take a nap.
That's good.
Yeah, all I really need a lot of the time is that extra hour of sleep.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. But I mean, if I don't need it, I don't take it. But like today was super crazy, and I'm so sorry that you had to wait on me forever. Did not wake up when I can't believe I didn't wake up until so late. But our band played a show last night, and then I was thinking because Oliver came with us because it was at a pizza place, so it was like totally fine. And I was thinking, "Oh, Oliver's gonna sleep great tonight." And then he woke me up. Actually, no, I couldn't. I didn't even get to sleep yet, and he woke me. God, I keep saying woke me up. I wasn't asleep. He got me out of bed crying last night. So basically, I was dealing with that and didn't sleep much. So today, Seth, like, just whenever Oliver was ready to get out of bed because he was in our bed. I just kept him in there. Seth just like got up and dealt with him and let me sleep, which was really nice.
I thought when I first texted you, I was like, I think she's still sleeping. I was like, I hope she didn't think that I thought like 11 p.m. It's like that would be extremely late, but I didn't specify, so I was like, this could be my fault. I was like, whenever she wakes up, it'll
Also,
be fine.
well, thank you so much. The other thing, this is so terrible. Um, I yesterday of all days, we had this show to play and everything. First like big show with our new lineup of the band. I'm like all nervous and everything. And for the first time in months, who do you think came to pay me a visit?
Uh, Flow.
Yep. And it's like kicking my ass so bad. Like I literally feel like there's no energy in me. I feel so weak and tired. So on top of all the other, being out late and then not being asleep and then Oliver waking me, also I'm dealing with that. So so it was not a fun time trying to wake up this morning.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it.
But anyway, so the band stuff is the other thing that changes. Should I talk about that?
Sure.
For anyone, I don't know if there's any other moms doing anything similar, but we do have band practice once a week, and that's usually on Sunday. Um, if it's later in the day, then which it usually is, then Oliver will only be up for like an hour of it. So, and then he'll go to bed and he will go to sleep and let us play through. Our music room is a little bit soundproofed, but it is just a spare bedroom in our house. So, what I do is if Oliver is, um, I mean, no, not Oliver. If I am playing guitar, I was just thinking Oliver doesn't play guitar on any of our songs yet. If I'm playing guitar, I have to like sit Oliver down, obviously. So I'll usually like put him in the living room to play in the sit and spin or something, um, which he sometimes likes and usually does not. And then songs when I'm not playing guitar, I just go get him and we have like noise canceling headphones for him and I just put those on him and I hold him. But the thing is I used to just put the headphones on him and let him play and watch us, but now he rips them off. So he he can only be in the room if I'm holding him. Um but yeah, so we'll do that, then we take a break and I'll like nurse him and get him ready for bed and then put him down and that's how we do practice. And then for shows, it just totally depends the venue. I did once bring Oliver to a show at a bar that I didn't realize was like a bar. Whoops. Um, but like last night it was a pizza place, so again we just brought the noise canceling headphones and brought him along. But another time we just had a girl come and babysit him and for a few hours when it was going to be something shorter. So shows are a little bit trickier, but practice, we've kind of got down. Unfortunately, he's just going to have to cry through part of it because I have to be able to sit him down for a little while and we can't afford a babysitter every week. And there's nothing wrong with him playing independently for 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Just pop my head and check on him, blow him a kiss, he laughs. Yeah, that's how we do that.
Yeah. Like I said, we do trivia on Tuesdays. It's at a pizza place, so
Fun.
Tim's able to go. And the good thing with now he wants to go. In a couple days, bud. The good thing with us is we go with Drew's aunt, and she brings her son and daughter, and Tim is obsessed with them. So, and they don't really. The son participates sometimes, but the daughter never like joins in the trivia. She just comes just to hang out and whatnot. So, like after she's done eating and whatnot, she usually takes Tim outside to play outside for a little bit, and then just run around the restaurant. And this pizza place is usually only has the people in there who are doing trivia, so no one really cares. So that's always helpful. And then the guy who does the trivia brings like lollipops for Tim, so he
Aw.
gets those. Yeah. So it's really, and then like the people at the pizza place, they last time brought Tim a dessert, even though we didn't order it. They were like, hey, this is for the little guy. He's awesome. I was like, little do you know is I'm going home
Aw.
and I'm eating it. I was like, you guys they are the greatest. It's at a Pizza Hut, and they are the greatest people there.
That sounds really fun. I didn't know Pizza Hut had that kind of a life.
I don't think it's all of them. So this trivia used to be across the street from where I live, and it was at like a wing place. It was called Wingman, and it was more like it was a restaurant, but it was more like a bar feel. And the trivia guy didn't really like the owner of the restaurant, so he went searching elsewhere. And he went into Pizza Hut and was like, hey, do you want to do this on Tuesdays? It's from this time to this time. And they were down for it, so that's now where we go. And I like it because Drew and I have done trivia at other places, and this one place we used to go to, stop. This one place we used to go to, the trivia was really hard. Like, it wasn't information like you knew. Like, I don't know. I mean, somebody knew it, but we didn't know it. Like, this one's more like, I don't want to say easier because then there's some weeks that are really hard, but I don't know. I just feel the questions are better because it's like everyone knows them or everyone doesn't know them. So
Yeah, trivia is like such a delicate balance for me too.
yeah, like the one place we went to, it was like out of like the 40 questions that were in the night, I think maybe we would get like maybe 10 right. And then it just got to the point where we were never winning. We were only going just to like have something to do. And actually, I don't think we ever won there. Where at this new trivia, we win just about every other week.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I'm like, and this week is Halloween and horror movie themed, and I'm so excited.
That sounds really fun. You're gonna win that one for sure.
I hope so. Well, we won last week, so hopefully.
Oh, this is totally unrelated, but I just remembered that another thing I wanted us to talk about. We just kind of went through like the whole chunk of the day, but we didn't talk about the specific like the microscopic little pieces of it. Do you know what I mean? So I know that you kind of have this happen with you too. So we were talking about it, but like coming back to that whole like here's why I am bad at texting or bad at getting
Yeah.
things done now. What do those moments look like for you? Like when you go to do something like send a text message to someone or make plans to hang out with a friend or something that should be normal to you but is hard.
Yeah. So for me, I have a tendency of I will read a text message and either in my head answer it or I go to answer or make plans or send a text. And my child is right now, he likes to move boxes and things of that nature and then climb on them and then play with light switches. Or right now we're potty training, so then he'll be like, Mom, I have to go. And I'm like, okay, you throw everything down right away to take him to the bathroom. And then when you get back, you forget what you're doing. Or like, I've been meaning to text this one person for a while, and every time I get on my phone, I have a different notification that just takes my like attention away, and then I go and answer that, and then I never go to do what I was doing on my phone originally. So,
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
and then when I'm at work, it happens at work too because I technically do 2 jobs at my work. So it's like whenever there's like a lull in my one job, I have my other supervisor coming up to me saying, "Hey, what is this? Like, who did this?" Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Okay, 1 second." Like, and then last week was just crazy at work. And the first, like in general, we're training a new person. And so I have her not being able to do really like what I should be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like what my other coworker would do. So I'm down a person still, even though there's a body there. And then I had someone in my lobby looking for someone and I couldn't find anyone. And then I had my one supervisor up here like asking me to do like a million things. And I'm like, I'm only one person, guys. So
Oof.
yeah, it's been a lot.
That is a lot. Mine is pretty much exactly the same, minus the work part of it. But I manage our band account, and then I do a lot of the social media, that we do for this podcast as well. So there's a lot of notifications for those things popping up on my phone. So I totally
Mm-hmm.
feel the whole like getting distracted thing. I open the phone and I'm like, and one thing I do is I don't receive Facebook notifications on my phone. I made sure that that was turned off. Um, so that I only see them when I log in, but not like it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
pop up on my phone. But
I have that too.
good. It is because it can be like someone commented and you're like, what they say about me. No
Yeah.
time for that.
Or
And
you're tagged in a photo and it's like, oh, what photo? And then you click it and you're like, oh,
it was
that.
something stupid. Um,
Yeah.
but
Or it's an elbow. Didn't you tag me in a picture of an elbow?
it was a
Or
knee,
was it a knee?
Lindsay. God, it said tag
It was a
someone who has
knee.
one of these. I said, SMH, this is you.
I know. I was like, what? Oh my goodness.
Um, so you have stupid notifications like that. Um, yeah, and then Oliver's thing right now is putting everything in his mouth. So like I'll look down at my phone and start to type, and then all of a sudden it's quiet. I look up and he's chewing, and I have to run over and get a piece of carpet out of his mouth. I'm like, where did you even find a piece of the carpet? Like, how did you even get that up? Um, or like a tiny, tiny nibble of cat food. And I'm like, how did you even get that? The cat food is nowhere near you. I blame my cats for that. But like, anyway, I can vacuum, and then 5 minutes later, he will still find something to put in his mouth. So a lot of my day is running and scooping things out of Oliver's mouth. And that takes from my attention every single time I try and do anything on my phone. Um, and then there's also once you're in this, it's impossible to get out of it because every time you pick up the phone, you remember someone else you were supposed to text.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh shit, I need to text friend A, but then I go to start a text message and I'm like, fuck, I was supposed to text friend B a week ago. Let me text her instead. And then I forget friend A. And it's like it's a whole vicious cycle, I think. I don't know.
Yeah. No. 110% yes.
Yes, those are our microscopic moments. It's pretty much that's the same thing how it is cleaning my house right now. Like I am like, oh, let me clean off the counter, and then I find something that goes, in the dining room, and then I'm in the dining room and I'm like, wow, look at the kitchen table. Let me just pause and do the kitchen table, but now, you know. So every room like that. So anyway, is there any other um moments or pieces that we need to talk about?
Um, just the sense that you're always like you're a mom. Your main priority is your child. It's not to stay in contact with your friends or anything like that. So it's like people who don't have kids don't understand that. And they will one day, I guess, when they have kids. But it's like I literally haven't like pregnancy brain. I know is like gone now, but now I have mom brain, and I just cannot for the life of me remember anything. So it's like don't
Yeah.
make me feel like a bad friend because I can't remember to send you a text. However, you didn't send me a text either. So it's a two-way road kind of thing.
Yeah, if I receive a text, I will answer it for sure. And I usually use voice text, so like you're gonna receive some weird shit. Sorry about it.
Yeah. It's
But yeah, it's just kind of a hard thing. And I don't really know how you're supposed to get through that part of being a parent because I mean, obviously, like, for example, it'll be easier for me when I don't have to constantly watch Oliver not putting things in his mouth, but then he's going to start saying mom, 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 mom all day long.
Yeah,
So, I mean, the
it'll be a
pieces
new
of it,
phase.
yeah, pieces will get easier, pieces will get harder. I don't really know if it ever gets, maybe when they're teenagers, it's easier to text your friends
I
when they
think
don't want to
that's
be
the only
around you.
thing that's easier when they're teenagers.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, so I don't know. I mean, if you figure it out, let me know, but I think it's just chaos is your life now. It's always going to be a little hectic.
Yeah,
And it is hard to get certain things done. But, again, coming back to like any of the expecting moms or new moms that we have here, it's not, a bad thing. Like, yeah, I feel bad when I forget to send a message, or sometimes it sucks. Like sometimes like last month, my credit card bill, I had to pay it by 4 p.m. I paid it at 5 p.m. and now I have to pay $37 late fee. Like stupid things like that happen and it sucks. But it does, at least for me, like it's been a lot of hills, like a lot of phases that are really, really hard, and then followed by a phase that's, hey, I can kind of breathe a little bit. It's still hard, but you know,
yeah, a nice little break.
yeah. And I mean, that's just in our first 10 months here. So we have a lifetime of figuring it out to do. So, um, but that is how it's going to be. So I think that the less time you spend fighting it, it's probably the better. Just another thing that you could do besides the voice text I remembered is to schedule a text message.
You can do that.
If you had, yes, you, I don't know how to do it on an iPhone, but I'm pretty sure you can, but you can do it on the Galaxy. And I would do this like if it's nighttime and I need to send something in the morning, I don't want to wake someone up, you could schedule it. Um, So, and then like for our social media, I have an app that manages that helps me to know, hey, like it reminds me the best time of day I need to post and things like, there are little pieces that you learn along the way. So, I don't want this to be discouraging to anyone, but do know that that's in store.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we wrap up today?
Um, just that people who don't have kids, just realize that we are trying and don't expect us to do things that um, may be easy for you or someone who doesn't, or any other friend that you also invited to said thing that doesn't have kids, but yet the people who have kids are like, I don't know about that. Like, don't make me feel bad because I can't come because I have a
Y-
child. They are my main priority, and I'm not, if I can't bring Tim, I'm not going. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's a lot harder with a kid, but I mean, if like to do simple things that you don't think about, but like I still love and care for my friends. If you need me, like if you are upset and need someone to talk to, you can call me. And as soon if I missed your call, I'll call you right back when I see it. If you need a place to go to come hang out, you are welcome to come here and hang with me and my baby during the day. Not everyone, my friends, not everyone, weirdos. Um, but like if if it's the middle of the night and like your car broke down or something, like I will come get you. Like I still love you, I still care for you, and like I'll still be there. But sometimes it's just hard to remember to
Yeah.
send a text, or you know, sometimes we can't go everywhere, do everything. But you know, yeah. We all are just doing our best, all of us.
All right. Do you want to do tweets?
Sure.
All right.
All right. Sarcastic Mommy 4 says, my husband walked out the door with all the kids and said, we'll be back in a little bit. So miracles do happen.
So this is not related to moms at all, but it reminded me of you, and I retweeted it, and I don't know if you saw it, but James Charles tweeted, I'm literally so funny. Oh my God.
Shit.
And that reminded me of shit. I'm funny. So I was like,
I was going to try and get you with that the other day.
Oh, please don't, because I fall for it every time.
Oh, that's an inside joke for everyone who's like, what are they talking about? I just realized, Lindsay, that none of our inside jokes are funny. The other day, I was
They all are. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was cracking up laughing about a cornfield the other day, and I was like crying laughing, and I was like, this is not funny. Like, it's not even funny.
Like, if we had to explain our jokes to anyone, no one would laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're great to us.
They're all from when we were like 16 years old.
And that was our peak time.
Yeah. Let's see. Scrappy_mama. Clean up after yourself. Bitches love that.
So this one is kind of, I guess, mom related. I don't know. Not really. Not at all. It's from Cardi B. And she said, my niece told everybody in her school that I'm her aunt, and they all think she's lying. Now I got to go pick her up.
I love that and her. She's perfect.
She is.
Okay, my last one is Heather Heiser 2 says, who looked at an infant and thought to themselves, you know what that needs? A solid white shirt.
Yes. I literally was just looking at my time hop today, and literally every video I had from like 3 years ago today was Tim in a plain white onesie. He had so many. All right. My next tweet is from Stephanie Bice. She said, I created a grocery list and then sent my 16 and 13-year-old to the store to get the stuff. # mom wins.
Awesome.
Can't wait for that.
All right. Well,
all right. So that's it for today.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.